Well, John, the damage is really bad here. We're at one of the hardest hit places right next to the Chick-fil-A on Market Street. There's a shopping plaza here. I don't know if you can see this behind me, but there's a sheet metal sign that blew about 100 yards. It's from the Chick-fil-A. It's in this area right here under these trees. And speaking of trees, if you look to this side of me, you can see all of these branches piled up. Trees were toppled down from this storm. And we just found out the National Weather Service just confirmed that it was a microburst, John, that caused all this damage. So straight line winds, not a tornado. We had a lot of people emailing the station trying to find out exactly what caused this damage. It was, again, a microburst. The National Weather Service says the winds were as strong as 90 miles per hour. And as you mentioned, this storm just really packed a punch. It caused widespread damage from Columbus County to New Hanover to Bladen, Brunswick, and Pender counties all had damage, including fires from lightning strikes and street flooding, and of course that wind toppling trees over. Caitlin Stansel was out in the thick of it, in the worst of it when this storm was hitting. So Caitlin, tell us, what did you see and hear? All right, there was a lot of damage up and down Market Street in Wilmington. Let's take a look at some video. This is the Enterprise car rental business in the 4900 block of Market Street. You could see there was some serious damage there. Part of the roof blew off. It landed right on a car in the parking lot. Enterprise right next door to the Ramada Hotel here on Market Street, and people at the hotel were watching as this strong storm rolled in. They saw the winds cause this damage. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
I was at the front desk, and all of a sudden, all the walls started shaking, the stairs were shaking, the glass was coming, out of its hinges. And I look outside, and the guy that I work with was trying to open the doors because we had just lost power. And a part of Enterprise, the roof just starts flying across, hitting cars.
And the cleanup is still happening at this hour at that Enterprise. I actually just drove by there, and you could see and even hear the crews throwing some pieces of metal onto a truck trying to clean up that parking lot. Now, lightning came with this storm. A lot of lightning came with this storm, and that even caused a house fire. Crews fought the flames at 1088 Evangeline Drive. This is in Brunswick Forest community in Leland. No one was home at the time. Lightning also hit a house next door about 45 minutes before this happened. That house is a total loss, according to Leland's fire chief. He says another lightning strike fire destroyed a home as well on Jackie's Creek in the Leland area earlier this morning. And so many of you shared pictures with us from this storm as it rolled through and of the storm's aftermath. We put together a slideshow. We also have reports of lightning strike fires in Pender County and trees down in several areas. And you can see a slideshow of these pictures right now on foxwilmington.com. John, we'll keep an eye on the cleanup out here along Market Street. For now, I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
Ashley, cleanup continuing at this hour?
Yeah, cleanup is continuing, John, and I just want to give you an idea of how strong this storm was. Lauren was talking about the force of it. There is the Chick-fil-A on Market Street right there behind me, and if you look over here, you can see this is a sign from that Chick-fil-A, and you can just see how warped it is. The storm blew it about 100 yards or more into this area in the shopping plaza right next to that Chick-fil-A. And you can also see just a ton of branches down. It knocked a ton of branches off this one tree alone. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll have another look at the damage in some of the hardest hit spots. John, back to you. Yeah, John, the National Weather Service calling it a microburst or straight line winds. They said the winds were up to 90 miles per hour at the height of this storm. I'm just going to step out of the way so Mark can take a look and show you what's going on behind us. You can see the cleanup here at Once Upon a Child. This is on Market Street right next to the Bonefish Grill. A ton of tree branches down here and a lot of damage to that store, as Caitlin Stansel reported at the beginning of our newscast. You can see these crews have ladders. They've been going up and down onto the roof. Caitlin tells me that when she got here, crews told her that the air conditioning unit was ripped off the top of the roof and fell into a storage unit behind here. So a lot of work to be done, a lot of damage to be cleaned up from this microburst. Now I want to show you some video of some other hard hit places out here. Let's take a look at the Enterprise Rent-A-Car parking lot. Part of the roof there landed on a car in that parking lot, and workers spent the past few hours there cleaning up the damage. And then if we can show you the Colonial Park Apartments, there was a lot of damage there as well. A tree toppled over onto an apartment complex there. Fortunately, the National Weather Service is reporting there were no injuries and no fatalities in any of our counties with this storm. Back out here live, you can see I'm standing in just a huge pile of branches, just tons of branches everywhere, a big mess to clean up out here on Market Street. And we will have the latest on this storm and its damage in case you missed the top of our newscast. We'll have it coming up on our sister station, WECT News at 11. Also, we have a slideshow, John, of all the pictures our viewers sent to us from this storm. That's on foxwilmington.com. Back to you in the studio.